gotta be like, yeah, it's gotta be like, hey guys.
Hey y'all.
So I feel like,
Hey y'all.
every podcast should start out with a gift, actually.
Oh no.
So, this
You
right here,
devious dog.
this right here is Inferno by Dante.
Mm-hmm. You're an amazing man. I
yeah.
love you.
No, dude, I just listen, you know.
Yeah. I just listen.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking to the women right there.
Man.
He just listens, guys. It's very simple. Very simple.
No, but you know, you're gonna draw a lot out of that.
Yeah.
When I read it, I really didn't understand it, so
Mm-hmm.
I need to
read it again.
need to dive
or
back,
maybe we just,
back into it. But
we can compare notes or something. This is
Yeah.
awesome, dude. I'm excited to read this.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
He gave me Jordan Peterson. What was the title? It's Those Who Wrestle with God.
It's We Who Wrestle with
We
God.
Who
Yeah.
Wrestle with God.
I was actually thinking about getting us what do you call it? Tickets to his lectures, bro. Because there's one happening in like Texas pretty soon.
Really?
Yeah. He goes, really? Yeah. He's talking about we who wrestle with God, and apparently he's like a crazy when he's on the stage, he goes crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about his like little like the culture he has around himself and the people who attend his stuff?
Well, no, but I like the man Jordan Peterson is because he's not religious.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people ask him like do you believe in God?
Mhm.
Like are you a Christian? What are you? He doesn't say anything really substantial about it.
Yeah,
So-
he kind of keeps that to himself. He'll argue points on it, but he kind of like his own like belief in God and his own relationship with it. Like it seems to like is a very personal thing.
It is personal,
Mhm.
and it's like it's a nuanced take on religion too, because he never confirms that he is a Christian, like
Mhm.
endorsing it, right? But he always points to, yeah, it's a good idea to like be virtuous,
Mhm.
like you know have courage in situations, or you know stand up for yourself sometimes, and just like really have a thought of like other people other than yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think genuinely, I think that we're like 100 years from now or whatever, people are gonna look back on like Jordan Peterson and what he was speaking, his like philosophy and like maybe himself not being a great philosopher, but I could it's like a very stoics like type of thing where like a lot of people followed it and like like really believed in it. And it's not like he's making his own like religion, but it's just like a way of life and a way of looking at things and I think it's beautiful because he's from like the school system, like he is deep in universities and stuff. So I think like hearing that take from someone who was like deep in the universities and knows how to make the arguments that he's trying to make and dissect literature, it's like I think he is one of the great minds of our generation.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
You said 100 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting it out there. The Neuralink, the brain chip,
Mhm.
Elon Musk. That's gonna be like a. What do you call it?
An advancement.
A advancement or a DLC.
Oh, a
you know?
DLC.
A
I see. I see.
DLC to be more compassionate with us. It's
Yeah.
super easy. You just
Yeah,
go in. Like it's just like Bluetooth.
Manipulate
It's
some
like,
settings, bro.
It's like a chip, Like
Mhm.
you're buying something from Walgreens, just beep. You're like, all right, I got the DLC.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know?
Dude,
In
the
100
amount of
years from
stuff.
now.
Yeah. Dude, I do you think we'll be alive in 100 years?
Absolutely. Dude.
Yeah? Do you think that
Man always persists.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I'm saying that you and I.
you and no, I wouldn't want to be. Honestly.
Really?
I just want to like live out my life, how I'm living my life.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what if advancement in technology, like, what if they can get it so that, like, your system's running, or your body's running like a well-oiled engine, in like 5 years, and you just like, I don't know, you take a pill or this and that, and maybe it's not too expensive or whatever, and you just get your body like to 100% at all times, and then you have like the lifespan of like, we push like 120, 150.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
Just like
I
advancements in
think it
technology.
depends on what's like in that pill.
Yeah.
Like if it's advancement from like some natural means, or is it advancement from like artificial, like I don't know, like putting artificial stuff inside your body, because you are like a temple.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Okay. So would you get a Neuralink then?
No, I would not.
Really?
I would not
How
get a Neuralink.
interesting.
But I think it's really good for some people, like the
Yeah.
crippled, and like, they're gonna make like the blind see perhaps someday,
Yeah.
which, it sounds a little bit crazy, dude. It sounds a little bit like prophecy. Like this
Yeah.
guy, Elon Musk,
He can
come
make
raining from South
Dude,
Africa.
holy
He's the
cow.
richest guy in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like making like all these cool changes, like, like, oh my god, he's catching rockets, dude.
Dude,
That
yeah.
was crazy. First of
Insanity,
all,
bro.
and like he's like doing all these different companies, and
Mm-hmm. And having great success in like all of them.
yeah, seemingly looking like a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I think overall net positive for our like so far for our
Yeah. So as I
people.
can see, also Mr. Beast, bro. I had this thought about Mr. Beast.
Yeah, what about him?
He's such a philanthropist, right?
Turn the mic more towards you. You don't have to hold it that close. You can hold it like right here, just as long as it's turned towards you. Because if you hold it that way, you won't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, it got it still. Like you don't got to worry about that. But yeah,
Gotta keep it right here.
You can also clip it on right here and just have it face your
That might
face.
be a little bit.
Yeah. Do it like right here. Right
One
below your
moment,
diaphragm
folks.
and, like, yeah.
Right here.
So no, if it's there, then it catches all the bass, the deep tones from your fucking.
You know what? I'll hold.
Yeah.
just
No,
hold
it's
it.
yeah.
No, it's alright, dude. It's all right.
Yeah.
I get it. Anyway, Mr. Beast, dude.
Mhm.
He's a philanthropist.
Mhm.
So, he's. I just watched the video this morning.
Mhm.
He gave people prosthetic legs.
Mhm.
Is he actually good?
No.
Is Mr. Beast good?
No, dude.
Is
Mr.
that- is
Beast and
this-
his whole crew got exposed like heavy for some like
Yeah.
keeping child predators around, like the way
Really?
that they talked about like young people, the like the grooming that was going on. It was really really crazy. There's this guy who was an insider, bro. He did like the whole whistleblower type thing. He has like
Inside the Mr.
Yeah,
Beast operation.
Mhm.
Okay.
And like that person who spent like 100 days in a box and they only went through 30 and they had like went through psychosis
It's
afterward.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So like that whole story is really really nuts, dude. It's like he's defied the Geneva Convention multiple times before.
Well, isn't the Geneva Convention like pertain to war?
Yeah, but it's like a set of like don't do this to humans, man.
Well, true. Yeah.
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 It's like this is like genuinely the worst of the worst torture, and Mr. Beast was like, "Can this guy?
They're doing it for $1 million.
Yep. And so the guy, because they said he'd get like $1,000 a day, and he made it like 30 days, and they didn't even pay him like any money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think he's trying to fight
I
that.
made $1,000 a day for 30 days.
And like I'm wrong about that, but he like the specifics, but it was very much that he was owed a large sum of money and did not get it, like per their agreement.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, like the stuff that goes on behind the curtains, man, you never know. Like the whole Nickelodeon
You
thing.
never know. I would never thought. I was watching iCarly, being like, "Yo, this is kind of sick. I like this."
The Diddy thing too, like,
Dude.
I went back and whenever that whole thing was going on, I saw videos of Diddy and Justin Bieber, and the way that that Justin Bieber looked at Diddy was like, this man or this kid, this like 15, 16-year-old kid
alright.
is scared, dude.
I got a question for you, dude.
Yeah.
What's like the price tag? The price tag on all the baby oil and throughout Diddy's life.
Dude, what's
the price tag?
Dude,
That's more than a mil.
he-
That's like.
I wouldn't be surprised if he spent more on baby oil than the drugs.
Dude, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
He knew how to party.
Yep.
And
The Diddy party, man.
man, those are like the demons that you let in though when you let yourself go like that.
Like off the
you
deep
know?
end, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you go off the deep end,
Mhm.
dude, you just let yourself go and you really don't care. You're like,
Mhm.
what does this matter? Right?
And that's the interesting thing about like people who do not get their hedonistic desires put in place before they get elevated to a place of power are very much the people who like devolve the most from their power, you know?
Right.
Like Diddy, he's clearly a hedonistic guy. He likes pleasure, you know? And like
Obviously.
yeah, obviously. So like there's some of that ticking in the background, right? And then you get power and you like literally I think that power makes you lose your fucking mind. Unless there are the certain cases, but like I think even Elon Musk is a madman.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
have to be.
Well, yes.
He's the number one Diablo 4 player in the world. Like you have that's either like he has the brain chip in him and he's like, he's not saying
Bro,
anything.
he is the brain
Or
chip,
yeah,
dude.
he is the brain chip.
He's the processor.
He's like the mothership AI
Dude,
that
yeah.
got sent from South Africa, dude.
From South Africa, man.
Man.
They had a fucking Ultron up in that bitch.
It was a what's that?
Elon.
MK Ultra type,
Oh,
type
yeah.
beat,
Mhm.
with Elon Musk.
The CIO was like, yeah, Elon Musk. And like in like 100 years, we'll be like, yeah, Elon Musk. That was us. You're welcome, society.
That was us. It's written somewhere.
Yeah.
It has to be.
No, I don't. I think that a lot, of stuff, well, I guess on paper, right? But if it's on the web, I don't know. People aren't like, there are people who just dig through the web for like just data, bro.
Well, true, dude. But the web is, the insane amount of data on the web. It could be easily like turned around, I guess, or like it. That's not a good way of putting it. It could be easily altered, I guess.
You think so? Okay.
I think so.
I have a little conspiracy theory that I learned from the okay, back in the day. I don't know when the day was, right? I think this is after World War II. China, a communist nation, is trying to incorporate capitalism into their economy because of how good capitalism is at generating profit.
Right.
And that's why China's at the superpower it is now, is because they did incorporate capitalism in their communism, right? So anyways, at least trading with other nations, they utilize capitalism. But anyways, so they had sit-down meetings with some of the greatest minds of industry. It might have been Ford. I could be wrong, but it was I think, I don't know. I won't say specifics, but essentially everything that they spoke about in those meetings never written down. Only traveled by word of mouth. And if you think about how prominent or how sticky the word of mouth information is, we have stories from thousands of years, whenever the Bible was written, these were oral traditions that were going on for a very long time before the Bible was written, right? At least Adam and Eve and Noah's Ark, and it's just
like the Old Testament.
So it's and maybe a lot of it's super just oral traditions where they're just talking about it and passing it down for generations and generations and generations, right? And then we get the ability to write and then we write it down, So I think that the oral tradition of the Old Testament and the Bible has been around probably 2 times as long as the Bible itself has been, or if not longer. I don't know. So anyways, the stickiness of information that's spoken about is very, it's sticky, dude. I don't know how else to describe it.
Sticky in a sense that it sticks around for a long time.
Yes, exactly.
Just like the Old Testament, just even the New Testament as well. The resurrection or the crucifixion and the resurrection of Christ. What do you think about that? Because the Romans, dude, back then they were the best note takers. They were the best information gatherers. And they held that information. Yeah. And there's documents pertaining to the resurrection or crucifixion and resurrection of Christ. Through the Romans, who only cared about information. They were really worldly. They were
extremely. Yeah.
They're just oh well. Let's throw these slaves in here with these lions and see what happens. Yeah. That's a worldly thing to do.
Yeah, the slaves were very wait, what did I say? I said the Romans?
Yeah, the Romans.
Okay, the Romans were very people of this world. Yeah. And I think they converted 200 years after or maybe it was sooner. Maybe it was 100 and some years after Christ died.
Yeah, dude.
But at the time of Christ and long before Christ, they were very much some people of this world, man.
Yeah.
Some worldly people.
So of this world, dude, they really valued like worldly wisdom as well. So like they took down everything.
Yeah.
Like, from all peoples.
Yeah, no,
All all that biz.
I like that about the Romans, and it's very cool to see a group of people get so powerful, and they are powerful probably because of their investments into the writing side of their community or culture. You know,
Mm.
I think that's why we like I don't know, people hated Rome and the Romans because
Dude, yeah.
of how powerful and like great they were at what they did.
That was yeah, and like you said for like the oral traditions and stuff. Like those traditions went down like deep, dude. Like a Roman soldier like wanted to be the first one on top of that ladder because like you
Like
know
sieging the
that's
city.
a award that you could win. Like even if you die, like your family's gonna be like blessed because of that.
Yeah,
Or,
absolutely.
like rewarded
Dude,
because of that.
the Romans were some awesome people, man.
They were hard, dude. They were hard.
Yeah.
Imagine back then, dude. I watched Napoleon,
tough.
dude.
Yeah, I
back
need to
then.
watch that.
I
We were
watched
talking about
Napoleon
that.
back then. I'm
Yep.
just like looking at these scenes. I'm like, man,
That's so tough.
that's hard.
That's hard, dude.
Like the type of like warfare you have to like go through, or the type of situations you have to go through.
Like your whole life.
When there's just gunpowder cannons, dude, just like
Oh, okay.
just like
That's
shrapnel all around
just
you.
insanity,
You have
bro.
a musket, dude. One shot with a
Scary.
bayonet. You got one shot, then you gotta go like hand to hand,
reload
dude.
it and yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy, dude.
crazy, dude.
I need to watch Napoleon so bad. On the note of like ancient like Rome and whatnot, I got a book actually. While I was out in Santa Fe, we went to this. I went to a little bookstore with my friend, and I got a book on how Caesar conquered Gaul.
Where do you have a YouTube channel?
I do.
You have a YouTube
Yeah, I
channel?
need to promote it more on my TikTok, but I do have a YouTube channel.
What's your YouTube channel, Diego?
Oh, well, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for reminding me. It's D_goes_hard. It's also my TikTok.
D
handle
goes
as well.
hard?
Yeah, D goes hard, dude.
Hey.
You know what, dude? ChatGPT came up with that
Really?
for me, dude. That was the first
What'd
one.
you type in?
I was like, I need help making a username for my TikTok, and they're like, okay, what do you do? You know, I work out, and and they're like, what nicknames do you have? I'm like, D, and the first one that came up was D goes hard, and I'm like, yes.
What were the other options?
I don't remember, dude. I only looked at the first one. I was like, yep, okay, because that's what I do. I go hard. I go fucking hard.
Hey, God bless you for that, dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now you plug your stuff, because I know you got some stuff. We'll get to talking about that.
So my name's Kevin. I'm a jeweler out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Pretty cool stuff. I work with a lot of precious metals. It's pretty sick, and stones as well. So my Instagram is Kevin C. Braden, I believe. And yeah, if you want to see some cool stuff.
Very cool stuff,
Yeah.
and he has content for days, dude. Like, this man has been grinding out videos about what he does for as long as I can fucking remember, dude.
Well, also I don't spam you with stuff.
Yeah.
Either.
It's like the occasional like 2 times a week, maybe more.
I think like once every 2 weeks.
Really?
I think, yeah,
Oh
but it's
my
like
gosh,
it's something
I'm
that's
crazy then.
it's something that's special.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing that I just like mass make.
Yeah.
You know, it's all hand fabricated. Cool stuff.
Yeah, that's my fault, bro. I haven't been on Instagram in a little while.
It's all right, dude.
Yeah, I should know that. But yeah, Kevin, he's a mastermind. He has a beautiful mind. So let's dive deeper into your jewelry journey,
Yeah.
if you may. I guess, how long have you been making jewelry? When did you decide? Do you want to do this as a career forever? When did you decide that, and like kind of your motivations or inspirations?
Well, I think 2021 definitely. You know, when it started,
Mhm.
it was during the pandemic. We were in high school. I got a job. I started like working at a jewelry store. It was like a Western jewelry store. I'm like, oh, this is sick. I was doing good too. I was like making a lot of sales,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was like just learning a lot about selling, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
No, and that's a super valuable skill to have.
Dude, yeah, and just like being out there, like seeing what appeals to audiences,
Yeah.
you know, or like to certain buyers,
Yeah,
or like
how
you know,
interesting.
seeing something that like always sells,
Yeah.
right? Because like you in the long run, you gotta be like, I gotta order more of that, like two more of that, and then you know it's always gonna go,
Yeah.
right?
So it's just consistent
Yeah,
income.
just like
People really like it.
looking for what's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started making like some chains. So these like S chains. What's really cool about these is my grandpa. I was like looking in the files of like his designs and stuff like that. So I was looking at his chains. So it's all divided up. So it's chains, rings,
Yeah. I think that's good.
like two fist away.
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes two fists.
Two fist away. Dude, that's how Rogan does it, dude.
Two fists? I haven't heard that one.
Two fists away, or usually a fist away, or whatever.
You're just one fist away from Kevin.
Anyways, so I looked at my grandpa's files, for his like designs, and I saw this S chain, and I always remember it. Like remembered it like growing up, and I saw it in his designs and his pictures. So I started making that, and then I made my first one, and I sold it to Ortega's on the Plaza.
Yeah,
right?
I think I remember
Yeah.
that happening.
I sold it there, and it sold like right away. So I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So I just started making more chains, and more chains. But there's a like in between like me making more chains. I talked to this guy named Dennis Hogan. He's a really well known artist up there in Santa Fe, and like he's really known for just like hand fabricated stuff and like stuff that's good quality, and like he makes chains. He makes just silver, like dark and silver, a little bit of gold in there.
Okay.
Dennis Hogan. So he's a really big inspiration. But he told me he's like, if you really want to like get good at this, like you wanna make like 100 feet, and like not just like 100 feet in like 3 weeks, like 100 feet in like maybe like a week. You know, try to make 100 feet.
That's a lot, yeah.
So yeah, and that's a ton, dude. So I started doing that. So I started just like making chain and like not really stopping. I was just like making chain, and that really inspired me to kind of like do other things too. And it's like not only make chain, but like just like go through the process of like making it perfect and like not stopping, like not stop, like not taking like 3 weeks to make something.
Right, to just really bang it out.
Just bang it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like also bang it out with quality too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if it insists that it takes like 2-3 weeks, then it takes 2-3 weeks. You gotta make sure the quality is there as well. I think my grandpa was like really known for just quality in his jewelry work and his jewelry design, and like that's really what like this business is like is like from like that's like that's the quota. It's
Why
like
don't you
quality.
tell us about the business and like your family's background in
Yeah.
jewelry?
So I'm fourth generation right now. So it was my grandpa. He tagged on with my grandma, and my grandma's parents owned a jewelry trading company.
Okay.
So it goes pretty far back, I think. Like 1943.
Wow.
Like, pretty far back.
Wow.
And my grandpa Kevin, he marries my grandma, and they get mixed into the business. So it was called Rocking Horse Ranch at the beginning. And what this place was, it was a trading post. So there's a lot of like trading going on, and it was also it was like a silversmith guide to be a silversmith.
Interesting. Okay.
You know, so it was really renowned for like just like you know getting good Navajo silversmiths in, and like and their end goal, they're like good Navajo silversmiths. They're great Navajo silversmiths.
Right.
So it's like it was like teaching the basics. And there's a book written about him for like the concho belt. And in the start of it, it was like just the quality of the concho belts and the quality of the jewelry was just like amazing.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, the designs too, they were great. You know, it was really renowned. So
your family, they like quality is very important. It's come down to the generations.
quality is really important.
Yeah.
Especially in jewelry, dude. You don't want a piece that breaks on you.
Yeah.
However, Diego, you are the exception. if I may air this out to
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
public,
I was thinking about this the other day. I was like,
Diego's neck is like none I've ever seen. Every necklace I give him, it just breaks.
It does.
I feel like he can't do beaded stuff. He only could do chains, and
yeah.
because he like it's like it's like his size. It's this size right now, but like when he flexes it, it like expands, like a circumference of like give or take
basketball.
Yeah, it gets pretty big,
Quite,
like a volleyball, dude.
Oh,
Just
wow.
like goes up there.
Yeah.
Diego is the exception.
And there have been times, it's funny, I think we were at like one of the clubs downtown or something, and I had like my pearl necklace on, and I think I was telling you about how one of mine broke.
Dude,
my bracelets and it popped.
You're
bro.
just not a pearl guy, all right?
I know.
You're just not a pearl guy.
I know. I love them so much. It's so unfortunate. It's my
I feel
favorite,
like pearls,
thing.
dude. All pearls right now are fake.
Yeah.
Every pearl you see.
Not the
fake.
ones that you give me.
True, but they're cultured. So I can't sell to you at that price if it's
absolutely
not right. So if those were like real pearls grown from like an oyster in the wild, dude, that would be like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna get this wrong, but like 50 to 75.
You're kidding?
Yeah, it's some pretty expensive stuff if they're like the right pearl.
I get you. No, I had some pearl earrings that I knew were real. Actually they could have been cultured. I don't know, but I paid like $90 for them, dude. Yeah. It's like anything that's like kind of like, in the leaning towards like legit like side of things, not just like literally plastic with like shiny paint on top, Yeah. Like I feel like anything like that is like really getting on the more expensive side. But I like pearls because you can get the culture ones and they aren't like as taboo as like, the fake diamonds or whatever. And it's not like they're fake or anything, but like just like
Dude,
that's way of describing
but
it.
what I really like about like costume jewelry and stuff is that like people wear it. Like wear your jewelry. Like it looks good.
Yeah.
Wear it. Like I don't care if it's fake. I don't care if it's like something that's like $1.
Interesting. Okay.
It's like wear it, dude. It's cool. But like me personally, like as your friend Diego, you should not wear pearls anymore.
Okay. I appreciate that. Listen, hey, he's keeping me real, man.
Yeah, if you're keeping it real, I don't know, dude. Pearls are not the move.
Okay, I trust. What about on the bracelet?
That depends.
Yeah.
I like I like a good pearl that's like wounded in like leather.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Just a big old bang pearl with the leather around it. It's a strap. It's a bracelet.
I mean, yeah, or like not a big old one, but like some small ones, and it's like leather on it.
That's interesting. You'll have to show me. I'm curious about this.
Pull up Pinterest or something.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll show the pod.
Yeah.
They'll know what it is.
Well, yeah. What we'll do is we'll take a break to find that, and then we'll have it up in the pod for you.
Yeah. Which one?
On my contact.
Dude, yeah.
Kevin pushed me off a wall. Everybody, if we're airing some stuff out,
we could put that on the. We could put that on the cast too.
I will find that video and I will.
We could put that on the. I feel super bad about it. First of all,
and you videotaped it. Too.
I know, D.
Despicable.
And he didn't have shoes on too.
Yeah, it was like a 8-foot drop, dude.
I didn't see the other side.
There was like dirt and cactus on the other side.
Yeah, I feel bad about it, but I'm open to air it and.
It's okay. Yeah. I'll leave your dignity, Kevin.
No.
Not like you left me any. No, I'll throw it up. It's funny. It was laughs and jokes. I didn't even get upset about it. I just thought it was funny.
He didn't, which I was surprised. He should have.
No, I'm like, whatever.
I'm airing this out there. He should have gone pretty mad at me.
It's okay, bro.
I'm happy. Okay. Diego still likes me.
Yeah, no, I like even in the moment I was like, dude, someone just fucking pushed me off a wall. I was like, what the fuck, man? And
That's horrible.
And then I came up and it was you, and I was like, oh, whatever,
That's
man.
So I feel Diego, you don't understand.
Don't worry, dude. Don't worry. Yeah. The intrusive thoughts won at that point, dude.
There's a lot of stuff, Diego, that's like, holy shit. Like, how are we still friends?
You think so?
I mean, sort of, but like not really though.
No, we
Because
didn't. We never like.
I mean,
You never slept with my ex-girlfriend,
I mean,
as
true.
far as I know. But I'm still friends with Preston. I'm a very forgiving person.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Remember that one time I was plastered, dude, and I fell asleep in your shower.
Are we airing that out?
Well, we can't. We don't air out everything, but
Yeah.
Diego saw me butt naked in the shower.
Yeah.
It was a low point. It was a low point.
No, dude. We were having fun, man.
But dude, I felt loved.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
I felt
absolutely, dude. Yeah, that's the thing, bro. My family adores you, and even still, like, my mom, like, cause you
Dude,
didn't
that's
come
so
over
funny.
after.
I love that.
Kevin didn't come over after for a little while, and my
Yeah.
mom was like, "Oh, Kevin's avoiding us now because he fucking fell asleep in the shower." And I was like, "Yeah,
It
he's
was
actually
embarrassing, dude.
he's actually terrified
Dude,
to
I
come
was,
over
I
here."
was like so plastered, and then I was like, dude, this shower is like your dad made that whole
Dude,
house.
yep.
Tell him about that, dude.
Yeah,
That
okay.
house is gorgeous. All right?
He goes,
I
"Let's
was looking at
divert
the
attention."
tile work, dude, and like the intricacies of the tile work. I was like, man, this is a good place to take a nap.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then I took a nap. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna wake up in a little bit. It's gonna be fine.
Mhm.
Then I just like, but that's why I don't go as hard
Yeah.
anymore. And
Homeboy does not. Kev does not go hard.
That's
unfortunately.
yeah, but it's a good thing. I think.
No, I agree. I agree. I think going hard is only for the young people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I'm 22.
Mm-hmm.
Things are different.
Dude, big time.
Things are.
Yeah, you gotta grow up fast nowadays. I think, at least.
Well, perhaps, or you just gotta like. I know people hate the saying. Some rather sensitive people, but it's not pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's more like have integrity about yourself and try to do your best.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Use
not
your talents.
because like I think not everybody can just put on the boots. I'm out of this shithole.
Yeah, and I don't think like it's kind of like our country's built like that anymore. Like the entrepreneurial minds are are heavily rewarded, you
True.
know. But as far as like go join a construction crew in one of the big cities and you'll have a house in 5 years and all that. It's very much like we become a service economy. There's not a lot of like new building going on or manufacturing, so there's not a lot of like. And like even the living wages on these serving jobs are like they don't provide living wages. Like I know people with degrees who work at Starbucks and
Well, all right.
like can't find work.
What degree do they have?
One of my friends has a computer science degree.
Well,
The other one has one in politics or whatever the fuck you have to major in to get into politics. But yeah, and like it's hard to find jobs, dude. Yeah. That's why after college my plan at least is to go into the trades. I want to become a licensed electrician and then start my own company from there. I do want to do a marketing company because or like even just like this stuff on the side, as like a kind of like, I don't know. I feel like you learn a lot about like what you're doing by doing different things.
oh yeah.
So like maybe the marketing will give me some insight on marketing for my construction company and I guess vice versa in some way. But I think it's very good to be very broad in your approach to everything, very open-minded and like kind of seeing what works, hiring great people and whatnot. Like so, yeah, that's a little spiel, I guess. What were we talking about?
Boy,
I have no idea.
I think no, we were talking about. Oh, that was like after the smoke break, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a smoke break.
So we talked about your jewelry a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck. I didn't know if there was somewhere where we could pick up, but if not, I could think of a question or two. Let me go through my brain.
Shoot at me, big boy. Dude, are these what are these? These are Kirkland's?
Yes, dude. My Kirkland sweats.
Are these comfy?
They're comfy,
What's
bro.
the-
Feel these. They're thick, and on the
Wow.
inside, they're fucking cozy.
Wow.
Yeah,
dude.
no, I pulled up in my like, this is a crazy outfit to
Yeah.
pull up in.
I would not let you pull up to work in the shop if you had that outfit
Hell
on,
no.
boy.
No, I'd be too cozy. I wouldn't be getting work done. This is my either gym attire or going out attire.
Really?
I'd be wearing this shit in the gym.
You
Maybe not the Uggs.
You wearing this going out?
Yeah, with the homies. Not at like some like if we're going to like a little funk at Preston's, you know, I'll wear this all day.
Yeah, we'll put this on like something like a hole. Yeah.
He goes,
Oh my gosh. The topic of maturity. And I guess the economy too, huh? That's
What?
what we were talking about, like, I guess a little bit about the economy, the job market, and like the whole bootstraps thing. So what would you describe as like the new like way that Americans can make it, I guess, as opposed to like pull yourself up by the bootstraps?
Boy, I feel like it's the people that you know, and really just having like goals in life, just like little goals
Yeah.
in life. Just like if you want to go to college, if you know what you're gonna study,
Okay.
like do that, dude. If you have a passion about something, do that. If you're in a situation that like you don't have parents to support you
Mhm.
and stuff like that, find like a mentor out there to help you out, to really not guide you, but just like just like, hey, join a group or like be social, I guess. Um, and I feel like that's a lot to do with like the access to that type of stuff. So access to community, right? A lot of stuff like people don't have access to community and they join like bad communities
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like, and that goes with anything, dude. Like the Hollywood elites, dude. I feel like that's generally a bad community
Yeah,
right there to be with, to like strive to be with, because like that's full of like lust, that's like sinful behavior, I guess. In a sense that it's like it's immoral to yourself,
Mhm.
to your self image.
Right.
I think there are some good people out
No,
there.
I agree.
But
I think Keanu Reeves is one of the good ones.
Keanu Reeves,
I could be wrong.
I'm not familiar.
Keanu?
Who's that guy who made Braveheart? Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's a good one.
You think so?
I think Mel Gibson's a great guy.
Did you listen to his podcast
did.
with Joe Rogan?
I
I
did.
heard he said some outrageous shit, dude.
Dude, but it was like
He goes, but
it was like real, you
Yeah.
know? Like he was calling out these pharmaceutical companies.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Which of course people should be calling them out, and like something should be happening. But
So real quick, you mentioned having goals is a big part of like doing this process. What were some of the goals that helped you get to where you are today?
so I really wanted to like just do it myself, I guess. In a sense that like I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to do something with my hands. So like first goal, find something to do with my hands. Right. Why'd you look at me like that, dude?
Oh my gosh.
So I started just like, making little small rings and like big bezels with turquoise, and started messing around with spoons, dude. I started making spoon jewelry.
Spoon bracelets. I
That
remember
was
that.
that was pretty back then.
Back in the day, bro.
Back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
I made spoon earrings, spoon hoops.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like doing stuff. So like that was a accomplishment, and that was a goal within itself, just to see if I was able to like do something like that. Because my mom, she's a big inspiration in my life.
Okay.
Just about like how strong she is, her like coming to God story, and her just like the amount of things that she went through in life.
Shout out
Definitely,
mom, bro.
yeah, dude. Shout out moms.
Moms
Shout out moms
all around the world are
Yeah.
something else, man. Y'all are essential for society. Love you guys.
Absolutely, dude. So like I saw her making like these like just creative things, like a crown, like a tiara.
Tiara, yeah.
Yeah, and she made a tiara, dude.
How
and
awesome.
She started running a business that like she had nothing to do with, right?
Mhm.
She was in Texas, dude, getting her urban planning degree
Interesting.
at UTSA.
Wow.
So she was getting her urban planning degree, and like not even thinking about the business over here in New Mexico.
Mhm.
And then my in 2015 my grandpa passes away, and she takes over the business
Mhm.
over here, and she had no idea what she was doing. Like really,
Yeah.
you know, she's been around it her whole life,
Right.
but she just had no idea.
Yeah.
So just like the fact that she can do that and accomplish that, like,
And
come on, dude.
there's something to be said for people who are able to throw themselves in the deep end, and then also who like can strive in the deep end. Because I feel like the deep end is where you learn. I think if you take baby steps and you're out into like where it's like up to your knees, bro, and like you are not gonna get anywhere by doing that.
Yeah.
Like I'm a swim coach, and sometimes the way that you learn or that kids learn how to swim is it's because they need to learn how to swim.
Are you saying you push kids
No.
in the deep end, Diego?
No, but like sometimes I let them struggle for a little bit longer. Like we do jumps after practice,
Yeah.
and I like give them a second to like kind of resurface and use their legs and stuff, and then I grab them. They're like, not like completely, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am a great coach. Okay, you ask anybody who's there.
I'm sure you are, dude.
Yeah, I don't let kids drown. They're perfectly safe. They love me.
5-star reviews all over the place.
All over. Yeah.
You should start like a Google review and just like be freelance, you know. And you can put that in your you can put that in your hinge bio, freelance.
Swim coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's hilarious. And the truth is, I've done a good bit of like freelance swim coaching where I'm like going and helping out families that I know or talk to or that we meet, and yeah, no, it's real fun. I think that the best environment to learn anything, especially swim, is a group environment. If you are having one-on-one lessons, like you might not know the questions to ask.
Yeah.
Versus if you have a group of people there and they're all trying to learn the same things and figure things out, like your ability to comprehend and ask more questions that you aren't even thinking about is multiplied. So I think it's super, super valuable to learn in groups. Anyways,
Dude, yeah.
yeah.
I've always wanted to be like a teacher in some way, you know.
And if I'm not mistaken, you kind of are being more of a teacher now, right? The
Um.
youth groups.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, with the youth groups, I'm being more of a teacher, but like in a sense, like with jewelry, like
Oh, I see.
more of a teacher in jewelry, and I'm sure like having a good faith and having a good foundation, teaching people like the truth, will give me like a good, dude. I don't think I've told you this, but
Mhm.
like those, I'm a yeah. So I'm a youth group leader at
Mhm.
Citizen Church. Great place. You might have to cut some stuff out.
That's okay.
I'm a youth group leader.
Oh, because of the. Okay. Yeah.
I'm a youth group leader.
Yeah. We'll do a little bleep break.
Yeah.
A pee break is what we'll say it was.
Tea break.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that none of it.
We'll cut it out.
Yeah. Anyways, back to it.
Anyways, I'm a youth group leader, and I'm really my age group is like 8th graders.
Okay.
So they're like young guys,
Mhm.
you know, they're about to get into high school. So there's a lot of, you know, they're like, oh, am I going to be ready for high school? And there's none
some
of that.
angst
None
there.
of that.
Really?
None of that. Dude, they're excited. They're
Yeah.
excited to go to high school.
How interesting.
Dude, but in the questions that they ask, dude, they're so literate, and their minds are always like, they're turning, dude.
Mhm.
I don't think I was thinking like that.
No.
Back
No shot
in-
I was, dude.
Back in 8th grade, dude.
Yeah,
Come
no.
on. But
I all I care about was girls, bro.
But yeah, just like teaching them like stuff about the Bible, or just not only just stuff about the Bible, but like stuff about life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if someone's like feeling bad, I'm like, yo, dude, like what's going on? Like, want to talk about it? And like I might be the only person there to help them out and to really just like impart some like, I don't know, hope into
Yeah.
him.
How
You know?
sweet, yeah.
Or into the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, it's just like super cool
Mm-hmm.
that I can make an impact on somebody's life
It's very rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely. And like going back to like the mentorship,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like if I could be a mentor for somebody who's like really not too sure, who's like actually in a really crappy situation like with his parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I could kind of like show him just like how to be a good person, and
Mm-hmm.
like he's gonna be all right. Like if he just like follows his path that's laid before him, even though he might not even know what it is. I didn't know what my path was,
Okay.
right? If he just follows his path, then
Mm-hmm.
like he's gonna be okay, you know. But
Interesting.
you gotta trust in something. Like
Yeah.
not everything's gonna be okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
But you gotta trust in like in the total life.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
And I think it's very hard for people to remove themselves from the moment is I don't know if it's like it's hard period or if it's because um of this the way that society is set up now, but I feel like it's such a valuable skill to be able to remove yourself from the moment, to think about the bigger picture, and to kind of move forward from there. Because whenever you're focusing on the short term and something that you want, like right now or in the next week or in the next like month, um, that makes you blind, right? You go through life stumbling around like there's mist everywhere. But if you have uh, like a big picture that you're trying to make happen, then it's a lot easier to go about what you're trying to do, you know?
Yeah, dude.
So that like that faith, that trust, and that like also like the goals, it's all very important in living like I guess like a meaningful life.
Yeah. And also being selfless too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just means thinking about other things other than yourself. Cause
Yeah.
dude, I don't know. I catch myself thinking about myself
Yeah.
sometimes. You know, I'm like I catch myself looking in the mirror like a little bit too much.
Mhm.
You know, like sometimes I'm just like looking. I'm like, oh, another peek.
Yeah.
Let's go in. On the way out the door, another peek. But that's not good.
Well,
I don't think.
I mean, unless you're in the mirror, like, oh, I'm so fucking sexy,
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
think the mirror is a great place for reflection, you know? Not even like, I didn't even mean for that to be a pun, but like you see yourself, you know?
Yeah,
And like, I think that the way that you see yourself, like your brain plays games with you um, on how you see yourself, but you see yourself, you know?
I see how that. I see what you think
Yeah,
on
and
that.
you can look into your own eyes and kind of you can see your face and the face that you're making, and I think that's very like
Yeah,
powerful. Yeah.
you could also like see if your hair's messed up.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
yeah,
And like and also like uh, I guess like be more vain with it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's very interesting being taking part in the world of like fitness posting, I guess, because like it was one of the great bodybuilders. He said that bodybuilding is the most vain sport. Like you, also another pun on accident. Um,
dude. What are you? What's with it with you and puns
I don't
tonight?
know, dude. It's a very vain sport. Like you are trying to see yourself become the biggest that you can be, and the whole time you are comparing yourself to yourself like yesterday, and maybe a few months or years ago, and you're comparing yourself heavily to the people around you or the people that you aspire to be, and like there is no like upward limit. You look at Ronnie Coleman, you look at Arnold, like there is no like I will never look like Arnold. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to look like Arnold, but
Like Arnold.
you're like Arnold, get to the chopper. But like it's just so like trying to not like look in the mirror and kind of like analyze like how I'm doing and like in like a or what I'm doing in a vain way is very hard because it's very nice to see your body get built up. So I don't know. What are your experiences with like vanity? Do you have any? You ever thought
Yeah,
you were fine shit?
actually,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. When I'm making jewelry,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm fine at
Mhm.
it. I don't want to think that I'm good at making jewelry or like a lot of people say, "Oh, like you're so cool. You're so cool. You make jewelry."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it." But I don't get wrapped up in that. I feel like as a jeweler, as like, you're making your own designs, you're gonna make good designs
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna make bad designs.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But good or bad, that's the public's view on it.
Right.
Right?
It's like you create for yourself more than anything.
Everything for you is your own, right?
Mhm.
And like for me, I dedicate, like, I want to dedicate my work, like I want to make it as pretty as possible to just like glorify God,
Yeah.
just shine a little bit of glory, like make a little bit of glory
Yeah.
on there. But it can't be perfect, right? Because the only perfect thing that he made was us.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't be perfect, but if his perfect creation can make something just trying to be perfect, I feel like he sheds a little bit of a tear. He's like, man, that's amazing. Like, that's my creation making something that's beautiful inherently too.
Yeah.
Because dude, look, like gemstones all over the world, silversmiths, goldsmiths all over the world. Way back then, dude, they're all making some pretty good stuff, dude. I have books on it. I don't have it in here, but dude, these pictures are just insane, and they're made in like the 1600s. Oh, dude, this one's made in like way back then. So like in Egyptian times.
Yeah,
And, like
it's
just
very hard
so
to do.
intricate, dude.
Yeah.
Just like amazing
Like
stuff.
people are amazing at their craft.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. And like we have all this technology over here. I have a pickle pot. I have a oxyacetylene torch. I have a scope. I have all this like technology and stuff. But they're doing some amazing stuff, just like, by their hands.
Yeah.
And I believe that was like the people had more like love for what they did, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, because it's like if you think about it, like these tools to a certain, like, they are useful, but they are a go-between between you and your jewelry.
Yeah.
A very sophisticated one that is very precise and like versus when they were making jewelry in like the Egyptian times, like you had like maybe a few of like those setting tools and a hammer and
dude, yeah,
like that's it. Like that's
they had a stump though. I have a stump back there.
Stump, okay.
Stumps laying around though.
Yeah.
But
and
dude.
like so they had just like less sophisticated tools, and I feel like because of that like closer proximity to the jewelry, because there's less tools in the way, I feel like that allows for a greater love.
Gives it a little bit of a heart, I think. A little bit of a heart for the jewelry, right? Because that pendant I'm making right now, I'm trying to make it with no fire.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's just like rivets, and it's like rolling out. I'm using a roller, of course, and I'm using a torch to melt it, and like pliers and stuff. But I'm just trying to use no fire in it.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Why? I guess, is it a symbolic piece? Is there anything that you're incorporating, or is this just more practice?
I don't know, dude. So this is for my dear friend Jessie up in Santa Fe. She has 2 coins that she wants me to make a bezel around. Yeah, I'm just being as creative with it as I can, because she didn't give me like a particular style or anything. So I'm
She
just
wants something from you.
yeah, she just wants something. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
awesome, dude. That's
Dude, yeah.
awesome.
So those are the jobs I love right there. When somebody's like, oh, like, I want this. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I could do that for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then like, oh, I was wondering if you could like add this onto there maybe.
And
I'm
kinda
like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, like maybe if you like put it like, if you added this onto there, I'm like, hold up, stop.
Like I'm not like a computer where you put in your preferences. Like, this is art. This is my.
I'm not like an AI, I guess. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's not. I don't think that's selfish, right?
I agree.
Is that selfish, D?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Because you are indeed an artist. Like, what comes from your mind, like, I'm assuming that you don't put anything out into the public space that you don't think is like as close to perfect as you can get it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and so every time that something gets added on, it's like less perfect to you. And so like I really respect artists' minds, because they have a vision, and they see that vision through to the end, and yeah, I guess that's why I respect like artists and their vision so much. It's like a beautiful thing to create.
How do you get your artistic fun? Because you read The Creative Act
Yeah.
by Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin,
Shout
he's
out
a
to
boss.
shout out to Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Cool guy. He really challenges people.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and
I think
that's
it's awesome what
and
he
like
does.
I
Dude.
feel like artists should be challenged.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think at a certain point, like you stop being able to do that right now, by yourself. He reminds me of like a. Oh my gosh.
Morgan Freeman. That's what like
I was thinking
you know,
like a monk, where like if you want to get really deep into the study of like say yourself, like you go see the monk. You know, if you want to get deep into art and like creativity, like you go see Rick Rubin.
Well, dude, the universe. All right, crazy take here. You know, I think the universe. There's no past. There's no present. There's no future.
Okay.
Everything's happening at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like deja vu. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the future, but it's happening right now.
Interesting.
Like all at once. It says it says in the Bible. I think in 1 Corinthians 3. I want to say. And this is the NIV version.
Mm-hmm.
It says something along the lines of like you are Christ, so like act like Christ,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or it says something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's super profound because like it makes you relate to other people a different way, you know,
Yeah.
because like
It's
you have the spirit in you.
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like you treat
Yeah.
people a lot better if you see the Christ in them, what makes them,
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
you
and also
have
yourself.
you have like a sixth sense
Mhm.
on like people. Like if one person's just like super evil, super bad, you just be like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
You're just like
Yeah,
look
should
out
be
for that
okay.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just have this feeling.
Yeah.
But that's only if you get connected. So there's a difference between just like believing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then receiving that what you believe. I don't know. What do you think about that? That's an interesting little topic right there.
I'm really trying to digest all that you're saying so I can
Yeah.
get it. So I'm gonna take this in a kind of philosophical direction.
Yeah.
So and it's very interesting where I kind of like got this reflection from, but it's that Karl Marx of all, well, he believed that people were and I forget all the terminology, so forgive me. Like
Yeah.
kind of dissociated from like
This
the
is
products
not
that
an
they make.
accurate podcast.
Yes,
By
correct.
any means.
Like I took
We
this
are-
class months ago.
We were just talking.
Yeah.
I didn't go to college.
I did go to college. I'm almost done, but I'm learning a lot actually. Hmm. So back to Karl Marx. He
I went to college. All right. Back to Karl Marx.
back to Karl Marx. So I know I'm sounding like a real college
That's
educated
hilarious.
person. He had this belief and understanding that people were dissociated from the things that other people produce, and I feel like that is and also their other their fellow man, because they interact with things more than people, and these things are so detached from people because they're so far removed from people, so that like the everyman is very lonely, very disconnected from people, and I think for all of what Karl Marx kind of I don't know got wrong, right? I feel like that was very much something that he had some good reflections on, and I think that's kind of like why that teaching is so important, because it's in our nature as humans to dissociate things from people, and also like kind of like move away from people, like from being a human is a very solitary thing, right? You're a mind trapped in a body that has a hard time, or that has to put thoughts or feelings essentially to words and then try to translate that to someone else. So it's like it's a very solitary thing. Um, we are communal people, like, or beings, but um, I feel like it's in humans' nature. It's human nature to be more solitary, to get dissociated from your people, and that's why that is a teaching in the Bible. It's because it's a good way to live, to see that others are really truly like you and practice that intentionality in seeing that side in them. You know, where it's like it removes you from yourself and it allows you to have a greater theory of mind where you can connect and empathize with people more, you know. And I feel like nowadays more than ever, because of technology and the fact that like you can talk to someone without being face to face with them, you know, or even like without hearing their voice, like via text messages. I feel like that's like, you know, we're so far dissociated from everybody, even our family, you know, because like how many, like, I guess before phones or anything were invented, people whenever they talked to their family, they were seeing their face, they were, you know, catching on tendencies. It was very intentional time, versus now it's easy to just go and make a call, check up on mom, and then count that as like, or grandma, um, and count that as like kind of intentional, like, oh, I called grandma, you know, I'm good, you know. But it's like there's not a lot of that really intimate, looking at your face, seeing the expressions you make, like that kind of conversation and connection with everything and everyone around us. So I think that's why that Bible verse is so important. It's like see the others, or kind of say the brief summary of what it was again, if you don't mind.
Like you are Christ, so like act like Christ.
Mhm.
Like Christ, like the Spirit is in everybody.
I see.
So
And so that's not only internal, like I have to follow this good moral like code, you know, but it's also like in how you see other people.
well, it's like both at the
Yeah,
same time,
exactly,
because
exactly.
you are Christ.
Mhm.
You are Christ.
Mhm.
You're Oprah, dude. You're
Yeah.
Christ. You know, like Christ is in everybody.
Yeah.
Like, and you could see it. And there's like little slivers that
Mhm.
you could see that just like pop out
Yeah.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like when you hang around like non-secular people,
Mhm.
it's like things like pop out. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's
Christ,
very
like,
sweet.
that's cool. Christ is in you.
Mhm. Yeah, I think overall religion's very much net positive for our like society. I think in fact, if there is no religion, I think that we will fail to survive as a peoples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think where it gets like super difficult
Mhm.
is when there's religion in the military.
Interesting. Why?
So because all right, so military so diverse. Like there's people from everywhere, just everywhere, dude. So there's like Catholics, there's Christians, there's Orthodox, there's Muslims, there's Satanists too, dude.
Mhm.
There's Satanists in the military.
Buddhists, Hindus.
Buddha, yeah, all that stuff. So the who's the pastor guy? Who what's that name?
Oh, the
Shoot.
priest in the
Yeah, the
military?
priest in the
Yeah,
military. What's it?
I forget
There's
what
a
it's
name
called.
for that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
All right. Hang
We're
tight.
looking it up.
Hang tight.
Chaplains.
They're called. They are called chaplains. Chaplains in the military. That is going to be our next topic. Chaplains in the military. God bless America. So, let me just, this is the AI overview of a military chaplain. May I say this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. A priest in the military is called a military chaplain. Sweet. And they serve in the armed forces of the United States of America.
Okay.
Chaplains are responsible for the spiritual, moral, and emotional well being of the military personnel, their families, and civilian workings for the military. They also provide religious services, counseling, and support. So, saying that, like, yeah, amen for that. Like, there's people there to like help you out through your faith and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's every single faith.
Mm-hmm.
So
So wait, are you
I
saying
heard
that?
I heard this.
Go
I
on.
heard the story one time. Of this guy. Um, they're like it was like one of those things where how he explained it. One of those things where it's like, oh, it's gonna be fun. Like you're gonna have fun here, and like they kind of force you to go there. To have fun, you know, and
Okay.
it's and they pray, before it, and like he was just saying this like this like gibberish, I guess, or like like some hums, like you know, some creepy stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And this guy, he like looks up and he looks at his friend, and his friend like looks up, looks right at him, like right at the same time. They're like, "What's going on? Like, what's going on right now?"
Yeah.
And yeah, I think his main point was like the chaplains have to appeal to all, like really all religions, all around.
How interesting! I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I don't know if you could separate that too, like different sects or sects of like of chaplains in the military. So
Yeah.
there's like, you know, Christian and Catholic over here, Muslims over here, Orthodox, maybe with the Christians and
Maybe with the Christians, I
and the
guess.
Catholics,
Yeah.
right? And like, you know, maybe that's not possible because that'll create a sense of like, I don't know.
I think that it's very powerful for everybody I think the people in the military to be united under like one flag, one belief, right? So I think that like, you know, military forces who are united under one faith maybe fight harder if there's a deep belief in that faith. But like I see what you're...
Well, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about ISIS.
Oh, ISIS! I thought you were going to Hitler. I was like, uh-oh.
No, dude, ISIS,
Okay,
dude.
ISIS. Let's talk about ISIS.
They have a really strong belief in their religion, which, you know, I commend them
Yeah.
about that. You
Yeah,
know, that's ballsy.
Yeah.
Honestly. So that's a whole other thing, and like the amount of funding that we've had sent over to Afghanistan is kind of absurd. And
So would you say that you are a more like isolationist type person, or do you want to like do you want our nation to be the police of the world?
That's a tricky question.
It is, yeah.
Because if we are isolationists, then
Mhm.
we're gonna let shit go like,
Hit the fan.
no, it's like, no, it's like it's literally like a teacher leaving a classroom full of like ninth graders.
So why are we the teacher though?
Why are we the teacher?
Yeah.
Because we chose to be. We went to college for like 7 years to be the teacher, dude.
You know what? I
Yeah.
believe it. Yeah, and so I see the reasons for it. I see like we don't want like threats to our nation from overseas, like especially with the technology now. Like we can't afford to have like huge groups of people who are, you know, armed heavily, like hate us and like have a
Dude,
whole like...
We already have that.
I know. And so,
They're in this country now. Like, for real, dude.
like I understand, I get why we need to like be involved in foreign affairs. I think it's just like it's very interesting the place we find ourselves in as Americans, and low key,
yeah.
like how like I like America, right? Like I think it's a cool place. I think there's some really fuck shit that's going on, but I think like compared to like, you know, I got a really good roll of the fucking dice, dude. I got a
Absolutely.
really
I think
good roll
about
of the
that
dice.
daily.
Yeah.
I think about that daily. How lucky I am to be in a place where like I could praise my God. I could go to school if I want. I
Free
could
speech to some
I could say
extent.
whatever I want. Like if this was in like China right now, and like we're recording,
Yeah.
and like we're saying stuff about like the Chinese regime, wouldn't really end up too well.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
Like,
we probably be dead or like in a
Yeah.
camp or some shit. Like
I mean,
I love that we can...
I don't think necessarily that extent at the beginning, but like as your social credit score
goes
just
down.
like you're like,
Yeah.
gosh, like you're at that line, you know,
Yeah,
like you
you're
might
like,
be going to a camp, but like you could get it together, you know, you could
Yeah.
really
Scary,
really
dude.
get your act together.
And like people who are associated with you also like
Dude, yeah.
get reduced credit is crazy,
Dude.
bro.
If we lived in a social credit world, Diego, I don't think we would be able to be friends.
No.
I didn't take the vaccine, dude. I was like watching all this conspiracy shit.
I'd be like,
I was like,
Kevin,
dude,
stop,
I'm like,
please.
dude, but it all turned out to be real, and not all of it, but most of it.
So where do you think autism originates from?
Dude, so interesting, dude.
I'm just kidding.
No, actually, dude, no, I'm not even kidding.
He goes, I'm not even joking.
Some people say it's the vaccines.
Mhm.
You know, some people say it's like, you know, plastics and food. I think so. There was a huge like kick of autism like in like after World War II. So
Mhm.
after World War II, we figured out how to make a ton of food for a lot of people.
Mhm.
So like, and that included a lot of like bad stuff in that food.
Yeah.
And like, you know, just
The
became
pesticides and the-
yeah, and the pesticides, like because we had to feed that amount of people.
Yeah.
Like we were gonna like have a
We
famine
did
or
it. We
something.
did a crazy
We did-
job.
we
at,
did a
like,
crazy job at
producing, like,
feeding
food,
people.
Yeah.
And like
People are still hungry. I will acknowledge that. But like, as in terms of how many people, like the fucking farm support, it is absurd.
dude, I don't know. I feel like if you are hungry in the United States of America, I feel like if you do go through like the qualifications and like the programs to get like some help, you will.
Yeah. I agree with that. I will say that the programs are incredibly like hard to navigate,
Dude,
and I think they do that
that's
on
I
purpose a
know.
little bit.
So that could be like a you know, you start with lawyers out at that point. We have so many lawyers. Come on, all you guys went to college. So let's help some people out.
Yeah.
You know, let's lobby for the people. I feel like if the
absolutely.
government had people to lobby for the people,
Mm-hmm.
they were like non-biased.
Yeah.
Like right.
Well,
Like,
so the only thing is like, how do you get that much money from a community without like, because like the only way that a community can generate that much like money to the point where they can hire good lobbyists to compete with like the lobbyists of big corporations or foreign nations, then I feel like that's almost impossible for a community to do. At least on the
yeah.
national level. On the local level, it's probably.
So yeah, bring up a good point. But like we have a court system like none other,
Mhm.
right?
Very
So,
very fun fact. It's
yeah.
based off of like Roman like law.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
very cool.
pretty cool.
I love that.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. And like we could sue people, right? And we have the right to do that. So if we could make that more accessible, not in all situations, 'cause that would be insane.
Mhm.
If we can make that more accessible, like against these big companies,
Mhm.
I feel like that would do a lot.
Yeah.
Cause like, dude, think about the lawyer fees if you're going up against like big pharma,
Yeah.
or like if you're
Insanity,
going
dude.
up against.
They have like 20 lawyers, bro.
Dude, yeah, and they have 20 lawyers
Like,
on
good
this
lawyers.
case, just like
Mhm.
top tier lawyers,
Just
like
shitting on
'cause,
you,
You
bro.
know, that's what they're paid for.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're paid for. But if they could have equal representation on
Mhm.
that front, that would be kind of insane. That would make
Yeah.
a lot of change.
I
You know,
agree.
but like all these insurance things, dude, it's all like a setup. Cheat. It's all a setup
Mhm.
because honestly, if like a huge claim comes, like all the wildfires in California, like.
Mhm.
God bless those people,
I
dude.
know.
I hope they like find, like, even though like most of like a lot of them were well off, but there were a lot like who weren't super well off.
Right, who got
There's
fucked over.
yeah, we got fucked over by State Farm.
Mhm.
uh,
Fucking State Farm.
State
dude.
Farm, dude.
Jeez.
Who
Flo
would
is
have
State
thought,
Farm?
dude? What?
Flo is State Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Progressive.
Oh, that's Progressive.
Uh,
Who's State Farm?
Oh,
is he
State
the?
Farm is here like a good neighbor. State Farm is here.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
okay.
really though, because like
Yeah,
all
I
the neighbors
know.
that stayed there, you know,
They were
they
the ones
actually
putting
did
out the
something.
fires for
Yeah,
the- yeah.
they did something.
Crazy, man.
But
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
It's insanity,
They
man.
still haven't resolved that situation over there, which is wild,
Mhm.
insane.
Hopefully, by the time this gets posted, they will have resolved it.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
it's Sunday the 12th,
Yeah.
2025.
What was I gonna say? 2025, dude. What? Wow.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Boy,
It's insane.
we were talking about this last night, but like just time just flies as you get older.
Yeah.
And as you're just like doing shit, dude, like I don't know. I don't remember the last time just like felt. Just, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, so there's an interesting reason behind why. I don't know if you've heard this explanation before, but I'll go ahead and explain it. But there's a reason why time goes by faster the older that you are. It's because each day makes up a smaller portion of your overall lifetime. So like one day, if you're alive for one day, that is your whole life.
Yeah.
And if you go and live on for another day, that's like living 2 whole day lifetimes, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
And so
okay.
as we go farther from our fucking origin source, time
Origin
move
source.
or like our moment of inception of consciousness where we're perceiving time, then as we get farther away from that, the feeling that time goes by faster increases. I don't think it's linearly, I think it's exponentially. I think. But I could be wrong.
Dude, if there is such a thing as time.
So interesting. I like let's talk about that. So what are your thoughts on, because I know you're a religious man, so like you kind of, I think there's some influence there, but like physicists, people, they think that there is a past, a present, and the future, and that all of them are laid out like to happen, like there is the illusion of free will, but or that there is the illusion of free will, but that the past and the future have already happened. We are just conscious beings stuck moving directionally on a line, which is time, moving through that space.
Hmm.
You know?
Is that the thought of these?
I'm pretty sure
theories?
that's pretty generally accepted. Yeah.
Okay.
I could be
Well,
wrong though.
I feel like we do have free will.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
And so that's the interesting thing, is that it doesn't disprove free will, right? Because you being in the moment, having every thought that you're having, experiencing the world that you are in, you have the choice to make that decision, but it is already laid out in the future to the point where you made that decision. And like there are
Dude, there just coincides with my thought of just no time.
Yeah.
There's no time.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no such.
It's an
There's not a.
illusion.
There's not a linear path. Dude. It's
Mhm.
not. It's not. It's not that simple. I don't think.
Yeah.
Time is everywhere but nowhere at once.
Mm-hmm.
If time could even be the word,
Conceptualize it.
I
It's
feel like
hard to talk about these
there
things.
should be a. We should make up a word for time, like a different word. Just
Yeah.
like I guess
Like in stuff that doesn't
Uh.
analyze it like as like so accurately or so precisely, or not even in a precise manner, but like seconds, minutes, hours. How many hours until you're here? You know, it's like I think in different languages, like in the language that people in Hawaii speak, I forget what it's called, but they say they don't really have like times of day in their, like the way that they say things. It's like whenever you get to it, or like the urgency that is involved. Like they have a way of expressing like how urgent it is, but it's like very like it's not measured in hours or anything like that. It's like I'll be over there, sometime today.
yeah.
Or yeah.
And I think that might be like the key to like space travel.
You think so? Interesting. What do you mean about that?
So like think about like you. So we think time is linear,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like scientists think time is linear.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could like take an object and like gravitationally, it just moves. So it takes the stuff around it,
Mm-hmm.
and it like glitches and then it moves.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good way of explaining it. It takes gravity around it and it propels itself through space.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
And like, dude, so we were having yeah. So if you're on Earth, right, you're going all the way out to 5, 6, 7 galaxies away,
Mhm.
right? Like, and you're just at a constant speed right there, and you come back, like that's a if you come back by the conventional means, that's gonna be past time on Earth,
Yeah.
away from you.
So the what you're trying to describe right now is the fact that the closer to the speed of light that you travel, the faster that, or the slower that you experience time, and the faster that, like, say Earth, if you were leaving Earth, would experience time. So by the time that you made it back from the nearest galaxy, like Earth time would have passed um, like hundreds, if not thousands, of years.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can't have like two quantum entangled like
Particles.
particles,
Mhm.
right? Like quantum communication, it's instantaneously.
Mhm.
No matter where it's
No, the
at
distance,
on the
yeah.
universe, like in the universe,
Mhm.
if I turn this mic this way, it's gonna turn this way in that
No
universe.
matter how many light years away. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter.
And
So if we could harness that,
communicate data through that.
yeah, communicate data through
Mhm.
that, because like all communicating data through is just sending a signal. A signal
like a one or a
has
zero.
like a strength. It has something, dude.
Mhm.
It's and like have you seen David's
Oscilloscope?
the oscilloscope?
Yeah.
That's like
Very cool.
seeing sound,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Very
how
cool.
if I was a fighter pilot, dude, that's how I would imagine like those tacks, like how they're moving, dude. How the sound is, how how precise it is, you know?
I see. I see.
Yeah, we'll throw it in there.
Yeah, indeed. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Shit, I had like so many like crazy thoughts while you were saying that.
We were quantum entanglement.
Oh yes. So first of all, I have a very good series. Well, okay. Let me get off with this. Quantum entanglement, being able to transfer data across large distances without, I guess, having to travel them technically. So this gets into the idea of cloning, right? So if you take all of your DNA, all of your cells, all your genetic information, you clone it, find a way to turn it into, or you turn that into data, send that data via quantum entangled particles across the universe, and they have a bioprinter or something that just prints you and your brain and everything, and then you can go about your day there. This is kind of like Theseus's ship. Are you still the same person?
No.
Really?
No.
Why?
Dude, because that's a, oh my gosh, dude.
Or the ship of Theseus?
That's crazy. Have you seen Severance?
Severance? Mm-mm.
Dude, all right, I'd recommend watching that.
I have a recommendation for you.
Watching that.
Altered Carbon.
Oh yeah,
You've seen?
that.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I need to rewatch it, but
Dude.
I've seen it.
I love the cyberpunk aesthetics, dude. I love it.
Dude, but anyways, I don't think you are, because it's the same consciousness, but you're acting it out here, and that's acting it out there.
Okay.
So it's not too conscious, because it's the same. It's quantum entangled.
Right. Well,
However,
I guess
that's not you.
I'm implying that you have to be destroyed here in order to go there.
Oh yeah, no,
Not the same?
that's not you.
Yeah.
Does your soul travel with you?
I don't know. That'd be so interesting, huh? Like down to like if you were able to like scan a person like every molecule of them and recreate that, would they be the same person?
Like Star Trek, dude.
Yeah.
Like they literally
getting
take.
beamed, yeah.
They get beamed down, dude.
Crazy.
I
think
getting
it's
beamed down to Iraq.
Iraq is
Dude,
crazy.
imagine Fallujah, dude.
Where's the oil? On some Star Wars type shit with the boys just.
We're just like unarmored Humvees just going through the desert. Listen to Creed, dude.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
Should have been dead on us.
I might join the military.
Dude, what?
It
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know. I'm kind of giving it some thought.
What would you want to do in the military?
Just be in it. Like I don't know. I think I'm kind of lacking a little bit of direction right now. So it's just like fuck. I might just fucking throw myself.
Well, what kind of pools are you fishing your direction from?
Well, the thing is like, I'll probably cut this out, but like my reality was shattered, dude. You know, like I had long-term plans that are no longer possible. So it's like everything that I was building towards is kind of like, poof. It's like, I'm, and granted, it's only been a little while, but I'm really struggling to find direction, you know. And I've turned to Christ, and I'm praying, and I'm being more intentional in life. But I'm really all the assumptions that I had for the last year and some change are out the window. No shot, or not, maybe not no shot, but they don't make sense to pursue right now in the way that I was pursuing them, and yeah. So I just I'm struggling with direction. So I'm like, fuck it, maybe military.
Well, that's not a good way to think about it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. In the military, right? you give up all give up all your rights, right? Yeah, they do install something. Like they install you with like some character building tools. They do all that stuff. However, it's not military is not something to be really like rash about, I guess. Like do your research. Like
Yeah.
know what you
No,
want
certainly.
because I know for a fact that like those recruiters say some BS to you. Anyways, dude, yeah, that's a good thing to have in your pocket, but I feel like there's some other ways you can do it because you're about to be an electrician, dude. If you're an electrician and you get into the military, you're probably gonna get a better job because you have that trade skill.
And so like even like with my college degree, like I could get a cushy job in the military technically. Like I think
What
I
branch,
wouldn't
dude?
want
What
it.
branch
I
would
have
you
no
do?
idea. I have no idea. It's just like a oh I might just do that actually.
Dude, yeah. I would do like army or something.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. I like being in shape and you know
Dude, that's what I was gonna
drinking and
do.
camaraderie. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do.
Dude, and like low key, better to get in the earlier or get in the military early before you get drafted. You know?
Dude, yeah, but like, are we the good guys? Are we the good guys bombing Syria?
I don't know.
Are we the good
Did
guys?
dude, Syria just had a turnover of its.
I know, but
Yeah.
think
Did we
about
bomb them?
Obama.
Because-
Yeah, the
yeah,
Obama administration
okay, they
bombed
were
the
bombing
heck
them.
out of them.
Well.
It was like when drone strikes became like
Ah, yes.
like holy. They got drones.
Kevin loves watching drone strike videos.
No, no, I don't. I hate
I'm just
them.
kidding.
I
I'm
hate
just
them,
kidding.
dude. Dude, for real.
Send them to Kevin.
No.
No,
No,
don't do
they're
that.
like it's crazy, dude. The warfare nowadays compared to like the warfare back then. But as I was saying, I don't think America's always the good people.
Yeah,
However,
definitely not.
it might be the best of like of evils, but that's like a silly way of thinking about stuff.
Yeah. So I heard this interesting story today. It's this man who, you know, he had a dream and there are two plots of land and there's a fence in the middle and Satan is on one side of the land. He says, I can give you everything that you want, everything that you desire of this world, you know, and God's on the other side saying that I can give you eternal life. And they were like, make your choice. And then the guy goes, well, you know what I'll do is I'll sit on the fence in between you two and I'll enjoy what I want from both. You know?
That's no
And then-
good.
And then he makes that decision and he kind of like scoffs at Satan and God. And then all of a sudden, like the world goes dark and Satan is there and he says, I own the fence. So it's like if you are anywhere in the gray, then you are on Satan's side.
Yeah.
If you are not fully in the green or like on the
Dude.
black and white, then like you are.
You know what's really cool
Hmm.
that I think shines a little bit of light on that. You'll throw it in there. It's the Michelangelo painting.
Mhm,
Like
yeah.
when he's like, so God in that painting, he's like fully extended, right? He's like,
Oh,
his,
yes.
his arm is stretched wide, and then the other guy,
And like
there,
all digits are of his hand are like reached
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
the other guy was just like,
Yeah.
not reached out,
Yeah. It's
not
like
going out
it's like
there.
he had one digit
Yeah.
of his finger like
yeah,
hanging.
he was like
If
second
he extended it,
guessing
he could.
it.
Yeah.
He was second guessing it.
Yeah. That's humanity.
Dude, yeah.
That's humanity.
Straight up,
Yeah.
throw it on in there.
Yeah.
Zoom in on
Yeah.
that. Bang bang. Yeah.
You know what else I like? I like the paintings of like I don't know if you've seen it. It's the guy with the eyes that show like super like crazy pain, and it's like I think it's like Lucifer whenever he looked at God or something, and like it is the most like I feel more from that painting than I feel when I look at people in the terms of feelings. I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Let's see that.
I bet you've seen it before.
I don't know if it's dude. Some of those paintings, dude. Like, what's my favorite type of style is like when there's a lot of like little people in there, but it's like human.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like the human space filled with like people, and like maybe chaos, maybe happy stuff, maybe treachery. You know.
Mm-hmm. But it's like a very big picture of it all, so you can't really see all that's going on. Yeah. Going back to like the whole like topic of artists, and I think I want to close off with this. I mentioned to you that I want one of your one of the drawings that you did, or some of the drawings itself, that like the concept of the drawings, right? I want you to draw one that I can get tattooed on myself. And going back to the,
Where do you want it, dude?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Why? I'm putting a lot of pressure on you.
I mean, it depends on where you want it for.
On my
like,
face.
No, like to design the scroll,
Mm-hmm.
I need to know where you want it.
Where do you think it would look best?
I don't know. I'm not deciding this for you.
Well, no,
Diego.
well, I'm getting your artist perspective, Kevin. Your art is beautiful.
Dude, out of the belly button. Just a cornucopia. Yeah.
No, Kevin, I'm not doing. It's got to be hard, Kevin.
That is hard.
No, it's my first tattoo. I don't think you understand.
I'm not gonna decide that for you, dude.
You don't have to. Well, okay. Why? Why?
Because, dude.
All right. I'll give you something general. I could have it on my chest, or on my back, or on my shoulders. Like, if there was a marble statue in front of you and you had to decorate it with scroll-shaped jewelry, how would you do that and where? But it's like encompassing like jewelry, you know? And like, you don't gotta give me an answer right now, but like, think of it like that. Not that I'm a fucking marble sculptor or anything. It's just like, it's like that is your muse where you can like tinker.
Make.
Yeah. I'd be honored.
Dude, probably just like a super intricate scroll pattern right here. But I can't. So, you've seen my scrolls, just a little bit of them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's like barely scraping the surface,
I believe it.
right?
And like,
So-
I'm not rushing you to do this. I might get like, I have ideas for other tattoos that I want, but like, I want something from you really bad.
Hi. Come on down to.
He's also a tattoo artist now.
No.
New profession.
I was thinking about it, dude.
Dude,
just
you would be
just
great,
just a
dude.
tattoo mat.
Mm-hmm. You'd be really good, man.
Yeah.
You have you have an artist's mind. I think as long as you follow that, you'll never fail. Truly, and I think that's like both of us, our love for our passion, love for creativity. I think that's what's made us friends and kept us friends. And maybe like even at the beginning, we weren't necessarily being super creative or anything, but like we were just like, but like now our friendship has blossomed and grown, you know?
It grew. It growed.
It growed a
It
lot.
growed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You also didn't sleep with my fucking ex-girlfriend, so thank you, sir.
Gosh, dude.
We're talking about Preston White.
Are we keeping this in there?
Yes.
Call out on the calf.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How many views did the last one get?
2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
I know.
We will be there.
Like, dude, this is fun to me.
We gotta make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta make it fun.
Yeah.
We
No,
gotta
and like,
make it fun.
I think that giving yourself the confines of like, we're going to sit down in front of a camera and have a discussion for a long time and keep the conversation flowing. Like, I feel like those boundaries give you a lot to do within it, you know?
Yeah.
It gives you, it gives you a lot of room to explore the other person across from you, even if like you and I, like, we've been friends for a long time, but like, I don't know the last time we sat down and like looked at each other face to face and had a conversation for
Right.
like over an hour, you know? It's like that deeper, closer connection with someone that like I was talking about with Marks and all that.
Yeah.
It's like it forces you to be like right next to the person that you're talking to and ensure that the conversation goes on.
But instead of being a Marxist or socialist, we should just be good people and have communities and conversations with individuals such as Diego.
Don't listen to him.
You
have to be You have to be Marxist.
No.
I'm just kidding.
It's not the way.
I'm joking.
It's not the way Mr. Abraham wanted, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. there's a specter
I
looming
call
over.
him A Lincoln.
A Lincoln.
A Lincoln.
A Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's like a car, baby.
Yeah, dude. He didn't want to be president. Come on.
I'm gonna be a car.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And they
All
did make a car. All right, folks.
Yeah, that's all. We'll be
I
wrapping
hope
up
you have
now.
a beautiful day.
Beautiful week, dude. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
a Sunday, start of the week.
Yeah. Tomorrow's Monday. Time to get after it. Really dig deep. Bring the boom.
Bring the boom,
Mine
guys.
is, yeah.
I love
I
that.
don't know.
I like that.
That's what people are saying nowadays, I guess.
I dig it.
Um,
No, thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, it's been my conversation with Mr. Kevin Braden. Go ahead and link your fucking. I don't know if I should say that. Go ahead and link your Instagram and whatnot, all your works, what you do.
So on Instagram, it's just Kevin C. Braden. I make jewelry. There's cool, neat little videos.
Is there a place to buy some of your stuff?
Not yet. I don't know if I want to be doing that yet. It's a whole other discussion within itself. But I do want to do something like that. But if you are interested, hit me up. Know what you want. And if you have a wacky idea, even just say it to me. I got it.
Kevin's a very kind person. He, I think you guys can probably tell, but he treats every idea or everybody who talks to him as worth speaking to. Very lovely person. So, Kevin,
Thank you, dude.
it's been a pleasure talking with you tonight. Thank you for having me over. We'll get a little view of his workshop and all that to put in the video. And we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.
See ya.
Bush did 9/11.